Hello everyone, I've been tagged. Hooray! Yeah, even Angels tagged me which basically means I now need to say 5 semi-interesting facts about myself so that you all know a little bit more about me and can kind of go, so that's what he's really like. Probably won't make you do that, but I'm doing it anyway because I've been tagged, and if you get tagged, it's the law. Anyway, fact number 1, I think I better start with something game related. So I can't give you my favourite game of all time because I haven't quite decided that, but I can give you what I probably consider to be my favourite game on every console I've owned so far. Some of my choices are probably a bit generic, and some of them you're probably going to go, what? And if you disagree with anything, remember it's my opinion, and feel free to argue it in the comments if you wish. My favourite game on the NES, I didn't own many games on the NES, so unfortunately I'm going to have to go with Super Mario Brothers. I know it's generic, but I don't care. For the SNES, I'm going to go with Earthworm Jim, because that was such a bizarre game, and it kept me addicted for ages. For the PS1, it's probably Alundra. Not a very well known game, but it was a game that really did sort of make me go, wow. And it wasn't even one of the best looking PS1 games or anything like that. It was just wow. For the N64, it was probably Zelda Majora's Mask. Ah, you thought I was going to say Ocarina of Time, weren't you? Nope, it's Majora's Mask. I got a lot more engrossed in Majora's Mask than Ocarina of Time. Don't get me wrong, Ocarina was a good game, but I preferred Majora's Mask. Simple as that. For the PS2, it's actually really difficult, and I'd probably say it's a cross between either Final Fantasy X-2, which luckily I'm doing an LP of, or Project Zero, or Fatal Frame, depending on where you live. So yes, it's one of those two. For the Wii, it's either Brawl or Super Paper Mario. For the PS3, it's pretty much definitely Little Big Planet. Apart from the fact that it's a lot of fun, and it encourages you to just mess around, and also the fact that it's got Stephen Fry in it. Yes, Stephen Fry he's the in-game tutorial, and that makes the game just that much cooler, just because he's telling you how to play the game, and he is the greatest man alive. For my second fact, I'm going to try and give you my favourite movie. Well, I can't give you one. I can give you 2 off the top of my head that I tend to... Actually, no, 3. Just thought of another one. 2 of them are probably kind of similar if you think about it in a way. But yeah, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Lost in Translation, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Those are my favourite films, most likely. There's loads of other films that I'm into, and I could be here for hours telling you my favourite films, and the hundreds of films I own on DVD, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to bore you with that. Maybe one day, but not now. Fact 3, I was going to go on to my music taste, but every time I started I kind of was like, I don't know how to describe my music taste, so I'm not going to bother. So instead I'm going to just sort of say I love music, and I actually kind of sort of like playing around in audio programs as well, and kind of making weird kind of music, which is probably really crap because I don't know much music theory, but it's kind of weird electro music, and some of it, and most of it, uses samples and things, and it's nothing that I expect to do anything with in the future or whatever. It's just something I enjoy doing. I'd love to be able to be really good at least one instrument. I mean, I've got 2 guitars, one acoustic, one electric, and I've got a keyboard. I can kind of strum out a few chords on a guitar, but I can't play the keyboards at all. I'm just terrible at practicing, and I need to get into the flow of it more. But I'd love to be able to be really good at playing an instrument, just so I can go, ha, look at me, I can play an instrument. I've also been told that I'd probably make a good drummer. Someone, a musician friend of mine, actually said something along the lines of, I seem to have good rhythm and therefore would make a good drummer. Which, you know, I probably would. Since we're on to sort of hobbies and things now, then my fourth fact is that I'm currently learning Japanese and I'm also relearning French. Which mostly is because I'm going to France in about a month. So, you know, picking up a few things there. But the problem with me and languages is, I mean, I don't seem to be very good at sort of picking up on how to speak them. But if I'm presented something in Japanese or French, I will sort of instantly pick out the words I know and instantly translate them. So I'm really good at sort of understanding foreign languages, but when it comes to actually translating English into those languages, I tend to be a bit rubbish. So that could be fun when I go over to France, when I can barely speak French. I can order a latte, I guess. A cafe au lait, which is probably pronounced horribly wrong, but never mind. Anyway, enough of that. For my fifth fact, I'm going to go with the whole completely random off-the-wall fact that people like to throw in for these things. I once ate paint. Yeah. It was last week, actually. No, it wasn't. It was... I was probably about 4. And it wasn't like, you know, the paint that you put on the walls or anything. It was like watercolours. But I did once eat paint. It probably explains a lot, really. So yes, those are the 5 interesting facts. Now I'm going to tag someone. Who can I tag? It's a difficult one. I think I'll probably go and tag NHSDL06. Yeah. You're next. You do it. Alright then. Goodbye.